jumping in with first just a lighthearted question. This movie, if you were to boil it down to a simplistic, not reflective of what it's actually about level, is about the most chaotic misunderstanding in the world. What would you say in your personal life is the most chaotic misunderstanding you've ever been part of?
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
That's a hard question.
Ooh, man. That
Chaotic
requires
misunderstanding.
some
That might be a lot of context.
thinking.
Okay, well, I have a story, but so I have my dad still does not believe me about this. So I coincidentally ran into an ex-boyfriend when I was in high school. I went to London for the first time when I was like 17 years old, and I ran into my ex-boyfriend in a theater there. And my dad thinks to this day that we planned this and that it was all like a conspiracy to like meet each other there. I was like, no, we didn't. And he like literally doesn't believe me. And he thought it was all some kind of ploy. It's still the weirdest coincidence in my mind, but also like, like he still thinks I'm lying about it to this day. So,
Sorry, I was listening to her story, so I wasn't thinking about one for myself. But
that is absolutely okay. It's life is chaotic. It's a hard question.
It's yeah.
Well, moving on more into the movie, this movie was so incredibly powerful because it really combines this senior year comedy hilarity that we've seen before with a lot of really powerful commentary about racism and police violence. And that's not really a topic we see discussed a lot through comedy. So I was wondering what led you to try to tackle this through the lens of comedy, and what do you think the role of comedy is in navigating difficult topics?
Yeah, for me, that was a thing that initially scared me about this project when it was a short, was that it was tackling this through comedy. But I quickly thought, no, that's actually what makes it special. It was actually a unique and refreshing sort of way into, present that commentary. And I mean, I think KD just has a sense, the absurdity, like this sense of wanting to do absurdity, sort of like comedy.
It was important
things.
to us that, this is obviously a topic that it's difficult to talk about a lot of times, and it's difficult to personalize. And we wanted to be able to, talk about that, the absurdity that we live in a society where people of color have to do this calculation of, am I more afraid of this emergency in front of me or of calling 911 for help? Like you have to do that calculation of like, like, how am I being perceived right now? And is there any way that I could be perceived in the wrong way? Because if there's a misunderstanding, I could die. And the stakes are high. And, we're poking fun at the absurdity of that fact of our society. And so, it's like it's in many ways, the movie is a comedy of errors, but obviously because the stakes are so high, it's like, it's also a thriller horror movie. So, it was important to us that those tones were balanced and that it's never making light of their situation. It's always talking about like the villain of the movie in many ways is like systemic racism,
culture
I guess. Yeah. But and it really is like the whole like societal level problem, not necessarily like one bad person.
Right.
So it's a balancing act, and it's a tightrope walk in a way, but it was important to us that that it's comedic too, because we wanted it to be a cathartic experience to watch, and not like, we don't want to shove a message down people's throat. Like nobody likes when you're watching a movie and you're like, oh, I'm learning a lesson and it's like lecturing to me about morality. I think that it was important.
Comedy is a good way to get that message in,
but without beating you over the head with it, and hopefully making it cathartic for people who've been in the position before of having to like think about how you're being perceived at all times. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. It was great to talk to you. Congratulations on the movie.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Bye.